What's going on, guys? Welcome to Game Time with Dylan Kattengell. Today we're going to be doing the NFC East draft grades, continuing our NFL coverage on Game Time with Dylan Kattengell. We got on Jake, Quinn, and Noah Dougé. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And again, we are going to jump right into it here. We're going to start with the Cowboys in the NFC East. Jake, what do you got for me? Breaking it down, first 2 or 3 picks, what do you see? Let's go.
I see value. I mean, I thought CeeDee Lamb was going to be the first receiver off the board. I was expecting him to go top 12, really, at least. If you told me he was going 17, I probably would have slapped you before the draft because I'd be like, what are you thinking? Right? So he fell, and they were able to make an insane receiving core because I was thinking about it from the last video. Aren't they the team that signed Robbie Anderson?
No. That
was the Panthers. Okay, never mind. Okay, even without him, their receiving core is still crazy because now they have Michael Gallup, who had over 1,000 last year, I believe, maybe like 997. It was close. He had a great season.
And he's a great deep threat to fit their system with CD coming in.
Exactly. They just signed Amari Cooper to $100 million, so he's that type of dude. And so now they got CeeDee Lamb, who, it makes their offense insanely deadly. It means they have no more excuses on the offensive end.
Seriously. I'm going to have to agree with Jake there, going off what he's saying. Man, CD, you're going to see him all over the field. He's going to spread out the field. They already got Amari Cooper, and they got Zeke. Now the Cowboys' offense they can't only be a threat in just the running game, but also the passing game now. I mean, literally, you're going to have to cover every single position as far as offensive threats go. And Dak Prescott's going to have to extend his arm. I think it's a great pick.
I love their second-round pick, too, Trayvon Diggs.
Oh, man.
Because, he's his older brother, Stephon Diggs, who we were talking about in the last video. So they're a football family. He's crazy athletic, played for Nick Saban at Alabama, really knows what he's doing on defense, man. And he just has a sky-high ceiling, and they needed a corner. They let Byron Jones walk, didn't they?
Byron Jones, Miami, gone.
Yeah, they let him walk. So
Uzi's entering his last year of the contract.
Exactly.
And what's his name? Anthony Brown just came back from season-ending injury, so he's just going to step in.
Byron Jones was just like emerging as a superstar, and so they let him walk so they could pay Amari Cooper $100 million and extend Dak. So they need a good secondary piece, and I think they got one here with Trayvon Diggs.
I agree completely. I loved the Trayvon Diggs pick in the second round. He's elite, and you know where he's elite is in zone coverage, and you know what the Cowboys run zone coverage. So
that's why Byron Jones was so good.
Well, it's a schematic fit, and not only that, but I thought he was a first-round talent. I mean, we're talking about a dude who's fast, good ball skills, elite in zone coverage. I was surprised that he fell there. And then just to touch on it briefly, but you guys already nailed it. I mean, it was a absolute steal with CeeDee Lamb falling to 17. Jake already hit on it. 3-headed monster, killer. This dude can play. Probably going to play X. I don't even know, but it's going to be interesting. And, I mean, he's elite. I mean, ball skills, breaking tackles. He's the ultimate yak guy. I'm not going to harp on it. We're actually going to be doing a video on CeeDee Lamb coming up. But that's an excellent pick. Jake, Noah, start with Jake. What do you see moving as far as rounds 3 through 7? Give me like 2 or 3 major points.
Yeah, my favorite pick from here is Tyler Biadasz. I don't know how to actually say his name the correct way, out of Wisconsin. But it just had their old Wisconsin center, Travis Frederick, who is one of the best in the NFL, surprisingly retired. That was this offseason, I think. Or maybe his last offseason. Yeah, he just retired. Travis Frederick just retired. He was one of the best in the league, so they have a giant hole at center. And they all of a sudden have another Wisconsin center fall right in their lap in the 4th round. Easy, great pick. I love it. I think it's a home run. Should work out well for them. They needed it.
Noah, what do you got on rounds 3 through 7?
Okay, I got Neville Gallimore. You look at Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe, they're aging. Neville Gallimore is 304 pounds, and he ran a 4.8. He ran a 4.8 at the combine.
That's crazy.
He's not bad at rushing the pass. Definitely is going to stifle the run defense. And he can get through offensive linemen. I really like that pick. And then I also liked the someone I think that a lot of people are going to sleep on is Bradley and Dylan, I think you have more on that.
Yeah, I'll touch on that, but I agree with both of you guys. And just going a tiny bit more on your point about Neville Gallimore, I mean, he also, what I noticed in what the tape saw and what scouting reports saw was that he improved year to year significantly. And I think that's a great attribute to have projecting into the NFL, showing that kind of growth. But yeah, mine was going to be Bradley Anae out of Utah. Now, this defensive end is really, I'm surprised he fell to the 5th round. And for me, it was interesting to see how without just elite athleticism, he was consistent in producing over 3 years. He had 3 years of over 40 quarterback pressures. In each of his seasons, you see him as just a consistent presence. Sometimes he beats you on the inside, sometimes he beats you on the outside. Sometimes it's with a swim, sometimes it's just with great footwork to get right by you. And it just looked like a very polished defensive end that could provide a lot of consistent production, especially from a technical standpoint in the NFL.
I mean, 40, you were talking about 40 pressures over the season. That's over 3 a game. So
right.
If you're talking about 3 times a game at least where this dude is impacting the play by getting pressures on the quarterback, it's huge. It's huge for a team. And to do it over 3 years shows consistency. He's going to be a great player.
To add something, team captain, great against the run defense. Great run defender.
Yeah.
Team captain, 3 years, top end speed. One thing to worry about, though, short arms. Short arms, kind of low athleticism, but that's not something to worry about when he's team captain.
One more touch on that Gallimore pick. I looked it up, and it was he's 97th percentile 40-yard dash.
Yeah, that's...
For that size that he has, that 4.79, I think he said, 4.8. So that's crazy.
All right, guys, let's do a final grade. Jay, give me a grade for the Cowboys.
This is an A. I brought it up in the last video, but they really seem to understand. They seem to be a team that was somehow able to sit back and let the talent fall to them, and that talent also happened to be the exact positional needs they needed. They got to sit back and wait for the CeeDee Lamb to be on the board, and he was, at that point, I thought he was the best player on the board, and, they needed a receiver. Trevon Diggs, he falls, and, they need a corner, and Trevon Diggs is the number 1 player. So I think this was a huge draft for them. I give them an A. It was great.
I agree. I'm gonna stretch this one out. I think this could have potentially been the best draft out of anybody. This is an A+ for me. Yeah. I mean, CeeDee Lamb was an absolute steal. So was Trevon Diggs. So was Gallimore. The only thing about Reggie Robinson III, to me, he got burned in big games 3 times, and I hate seeing it twice or more, because if you get burned, you get burned. Sometimes you get burned, but you got to look at it. But if it happens 3 times against better competition, when he's at a school like Tulsa, so, we're talking about teams, either an out-of-conference game or whatnot, wasn't a huge fan of that. You don't
see him against good competition that much.
Right, and when you did, it wasn't excellent play, but when he was playing in his division, he was excellent, so it's a little bit of a hard read. But other than that, I'm talking about an excellent draft. And the one we didn't even touch on was the quarterback out of James Madison. Has some ability. It wasn't the worst pick with the 7th round, but overall, I mean, steals absolutely everywhere. This is an A+ for me. They absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yep. Dylan, I'm going to have to go with you there. A+, definitely. Again, they fulfilled all their roles they fulfilled all their needs as far as the defense with the aging cornerbacks and very little depth. They went out and got their cornerbacks. They went out and got a defensive line. I think especially, again, CeeDee Lamb, complete steal. This is a great draft, especially for me. I would say top 5. I wouldn't say within top 3, but definitely top 5 for me.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the NFL Draft Grade series here on Game Time with Dylan Kattengell. If you guys enjoyed the content, a like and a subscription really help out. If you had a question or an idea for a future video, drop it in the comments below. We get to all of those. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Game Time with Dylan Kattengell.